Andrew Stanton, a man who likes a bit of controversy, the bad boy of Proptech. You broke a story in the Telegraph that Purple Bricks kept £18 million worth of fees in 2019. You said that actually rightfully belonged to vendors or didn't sell. Why don't you like online agents so much? Talk to me.
Chris Watkin, I think there's a perception I do not like online agents. The reality is I just think they are very, very light on technology. Everyone thinks that they are all these big, advanced ways of selling property. And all they really are is estate agencies without offices.
They're just marketing firms, aren't they?
Well,
there's no substance. Their job is just to pull poor people in at the top, get it on the market.
I think that to be true. The estate agency model is you've got a manager, a lister, 2 or 3 salesmen, and other supporting staff, and Purple Bricks, or in fact all online agents, just have a lister who then unfortunately has to deal with the fallout when the property sells, doesn't sell. Their target is to take property on to the market. So what I do like about online agents and what I do like about Purple Bricks, so there are things that I do like, is this concept of, let's talk about this £18 million.
Because everybody knew what they were getting themselves in for. You go to Purple Bricks and sign up, it quite clearly says on the screen, you will be charged this whether it sells or not.
Well, yeah. Yes and no. £18 million is a big lot of money for not selling someone's house. And it's only 2019. They've been trading since 2015, and they've also been trading in other countries. Okay. So I think the sum of money, it could be 40, 50 million, a fee for not selling a property. So I think that's just a bad model. I'm not saying the general public don't know that, but I've got to say, if I was in a house and someone came to me and said, right, I'm listing your property, I'm a local property expert, by the way, so far since we've opened, we've kept £50 million worth of fee.
It's the rolling of the dice, isn't it? You can either be charged a full fat fee, but on completion, or if you reckon your house is going to sell that much, we're going to still charge you the fee whether we sell it or not.
Well, I think
there's nothing wrong with that as long as you're up front with it.
Well,
or am I being too hard?
The general public needs to be. And this is something that amuses me. We have regulators, we have trading standards, and we have agents who do right and wrong. And then, as far as I can see, we can have sort of abuse of systems such as this. And everyone goes, no, that's okay because the general public knew. But I don't think
because we haven't always been no sell, no fee. When I were a lad,
yeah,
it was. Put the house on the market plus disbursements and a withdrawal fee.
Yeah, and I totally think that is how the model should be. So I think Purple Bricks is helping the debate because I genuinely think if someone puts a house on the market with somebody, an agent's charge them, I don't know, a £500 listing fee. So it comes on, doesn't sell, whatever, they've got £500 because they've spent money on it. And I think if the property's sold, then they should get more fee. And even a withdrawal fee. I've got clients who actually charge, every time a property comes off the market, a sum of money. And over a year, given that half your stock comes off, that's an awful lot of money. And that helps keep the business going, which helps obviously the owner and everyone else within the business have a job. But why I don't like online agents is traditional agents model is rubbish, archaic, not very good, wasteful, and pushing that aside for a second, the journey for the customer is mediocre to terrible. I went to view 2 houses 2 days ago and it was rubbish. Experience, everything about it. And I just thought, God, there's got to be an easier way. And probably, do I really want to go through the abuse of buying property?
So if high street's not very good and online is awful, what is the best way?
Well, it's the model that's coming that will be forced upon us because as technology sweeps through all our lives, not just agency, it'll be the one that pops up. It will be, right, this is how we're going to do it. This is much better. This is much easier. Because I don't know if you've noticed.
What is that?
What is that? Well, no one knows. That's the whole thing. We're evolving towards it.
Do you think it's all the self-employed model, or we said in the previous video, whether they're employed or not, it's more about the person as opposed to the company?
I think a estate agency is based on personalities, on people. People like to kind of go on autopilot. If they see a property they want to buy, you just deal with all the detail. That's your bag, that's your end, and we just want to get on with our jobs and pay the mortgage. But I think that might change. Recently, there was a debate about whether or not financial services could that just be done by computers. Could everybody get on their mobile phone? These are the best deals. Choose which one you will like. You don't need a broker anymore. And I'm thinking, yeah, probably. People go, oh, no, you would need proper financial advice, you need to sit down with somebody. But I think, okay, well, I'm with the Halifax, I want to stay with the Halifax, what's their newest rate? Yeah, I'll have that, let's press a button, that's done for me. And then in the background, all that takes place. And I think, well, okay, so if we're saying that's good enough for financial services industry, why not property? I mean,
Do you think we're being too precious about our industry?
I think the Generation Z,
Which are not normally electing landlords or homeowners.
not at the moment they're not, but in 10 years' time they will. They're just not going to. They're not going to take this nonsense of, well, mum and dad used to buy a property and it took 18 weeks from wanting to buy it to exchanging on the thing. They're going to say, right, I'm on my mobile. I like the look of this one. Oh, I'm seeing that. I want to I'll press a button and I'm going to see that in 2 hours' time. Oh, I like that. I'm pressing another button. I've now exchanged on that. I'm going to move into that in 10 weeks' time. And now I'm going to go and roller skate. And that is how it's going to be. And someone needs to build that process. And the pressure that they will bring, because they'll be saying, well, we do that with everything else. I can buy a skirt, I can buy a pair of jeans using that system. And why is this transaction any different?
Thank you very much.
Thanks, Chris.